What is going on, guys? It's your boy Eric of EMFC,
And this is Derek of the Extended EMFC channel.
and we're back for another Wrestle Chat Podcast. It is Thursday today. We're hoping to get the whole band together. I think we still will, depending on what Matt's doing. No idea, but he probably will be reaching soon to give us his 2 cents. Of course, it's been another honestly exciting week of wrestling. I feel like a lot of things happened. I think I watched wrestling opposite this week. I watched Raw and SmackDown. I watched the main event of SmackDown because I think I was at work and I got home and it was the end of SmackDown. It was the Roman Reigns segment. I think you said the same thing
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I got home just to see the Roman Reigns segment, so that was literally all of SmackDown that I watched.
And then we watched Raw together because again we were working, and by the time we finished work, like Raw was almost all over. But we actually watched it from the beginning this time, counted our points at the same time, and then today I counted my points for SmackDown. So a little bit in the reverse, but just looking at what happened, just in my mind, I was gonna come into this podcast hot. I was gonna say this is what's missing, this is what should be happening with these rivalries because like WrestleMania is only a couple weeks away. But after watching SmackDown, I'm like, oh no, they actually did it. It's like that's a good thing. So let's get into the recap. Sorry. All right, there we go. Friday night SmackDown. Sorry, I was a little bit under the weather this week, guys. I have halls in my mouth, so I do apologize if it sounded a little weird. Okay. Friday Night SmackDown was eventful for a couple of reasons. The night again starts off with Cody Rhodes. Or sorry, one thing. This is the last night that the last SmackDown they're going to be in Europe. It was in England, and I think Raw was in England as well, right?
Yes.
So this is the last week. Now Raw and SmackDown are going to go back to their regular timings. Thank God. So we can actually watch it at an appropriate time for us, anyways. Though the European crowds were amazing. SmackDown very electric. England were on fire. First segment, Cody Rhodes comes out, starts. He's gonna try to like promote his match with John Cena without John Cena because he's supposed to meet up with him on Raw. To everyone's surprise, but actually it was a welcome one. Randy Orton comes out. Just a little segment right here. Does a little promo. Cody Rhodes starts crying. I'm like, I know it's a meme at this point, but like, yeah, he actually starts bawling because Randy Orton was actually truly being sincere. He was saying that it was kind of like a brother to him, like a younger brother, seeing him grow up. He left the company, did his own thing, come back. He become this mega superstar. Helped with all the viewership. This popularity is like on the rise, and Randy said probably even way better and higher than mine. You done things like when he wrestled with his broken pec or torn pec. Um, he's a real man's man, is what he's saying, and these people adore him, and they adore him for a reason. And he says that he does believe that Cody will beat John Cena at WrestleMania. That being said, though, John Cena is going for the 17th. He says he wants his 15th title, and he's coming for him. So there you go. Is it after he kicks Kevin Owens' skull right off his body? He is going to go for the title. Drew comes out, major pop. I thought it was just because he was European, in all honesty. I forgot that Scotland's part of the UK. So they were hyped, extremely hyped for him. And then he said that he wants his next at the championship title. They did a little skirmish there, and that was it. It sets up a match with Randy and Drew later. Kevin Owens does interfere. Drew beats him kind of clean. So Drew gets his little push for the road to WrestleMania. Kevin Owens, runs away from Randy Orton. And then backstage, Drew's like, "Oh, I'm having a great time. I'm inviting everyone for a pint. Everyone, let's go out and have a party." And then Damian Priest comes out, attacks him because Drew called him a Timu fake ass version. Forgot what he said.
Team
Guy liner,
Undertaker,
Undertaker.
eyeliner, or a guy liner Team Undertaker.
Yeah. And then he choke slammed him right through a car, which was crazy. He said that he had glass in his eye. He said that was real. Um, Again, we're not 100% sure, but pretty cool way to end that. Another major thing, United States Championship between LA Knight and Braun Strowman happened, but again, it was interference by Jacob Fatu. Does his moves, goes backstage, and this is where I was gonna say, Derek, that I had like a disagreement with because I'm like, they should be promoting if they're gonna have this match at WrestleMania. They finally pushed it where he said that either you guys are with me or against me. I'm gonna do this on my own, no matter what. Because he kept cutting off Solo, he kept cutting off Tomatonga, and Solo said, "Watch how you speak to us." You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
then that's what Jacob Fatu said. I'll do it without you guys if I have to, but I will bring this title back to the family. And he like that's like the confrontation. So hopefully that builds into something else. Women's United States title side, Zelina Vega had her little team up. I forgot their names already. As a Katana Chance and
Ton of chance of Kaden Carter.
yeah. So they're now like a team or a group or something. They fought it's not the Secret Service. They have a name specifically now.
Yeah, is it the Secret Services, or do you actually have a name for themselves
No,
now?
no, it's Secret Service, but with a female acronym. Either Secret Service, something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
They're
okay.
promoting their new faction. That's their new faction now. Um, they ended up winning with interference of Chelsea Green. She's over like crazy. It's insane. The crowd love her. Um, continue with Naomi and Jade Cargill. Naomi attacked B-Fab and Michin before Charlotte Flair's match. Charlotte Flair comes out. She has no ways. She doesn't care. She's gonna win the match regardless. She had a little confrontation with Jade. She beat the injured Michin, and then Tiffy Time had her little rebuttal this week. And I guess that leads us to the main event because I don't think any other. Oh, I guess Jimmy did come out. He pretty much confronted the Miz. Uh,
Yeah.
he beat the Miz. It was a very fast match, so it was really unimportant. Um, the last one was the most important thing. It was the segment between Roman, Seth, and CM Punk. What do you think on that, Derek?
Great segment. Great segment. I was like drawn in the entire time. Like, I feel like, again, like I had even said that when they had like the confrontation in the steel cage match, it just felt like a big deal, and like that contract signing also just felt like a big deal because even though like I feel like it was just a lot of stories kind of coming together, it still felt like it worked. Like Seth Rollins has his issues with Punk, Punk has his issues with Roman, Roman has his issues with both of them, so kind of bringing it all together. And just like kind of having the confirmation and the affirmation that like this was going to be the main event, which is something that CM Punk has been aiming for, was just sort of like it was a cathartic moment for sure, and it was really cool to kind of like see that because it kind of felt like that emotion that he displayed was like genuine. Like it was
Genuine,
just like
yeah.
holy crap, like I like he finally was able to do it kind of thing, right?
It was
So
similar to the Cody Rhodes segment at the beginning where he started crying.
yeah,
Um, well, that was legit because Randy Orton was also like that. Similar to that was I believe CM Punk started crying first, or was it? I think it was both of them at the same time because Paul Heyman, as you guys can see in the picture here, was kissing
yeah,
CM Punk on the forehead. Um, he like when he was telling him was like, "You get the main event of WrestleMania." Like his voice was cracking, he was crying. And CM Punk
hmm,
actually started shedding tears. Seth Rollins, as a little genius, he puts it into his promo. He's like, "Stop those tears! Stop those! Like you deserve to be here at the main event of WrestleMania. We brought you here." And Roman was all smug. He's like, "Ah, I'm the reason you guys are over here in the main event." Yada yada.
yeah,
Honestly, all the stories intertwining, I thought was amazing. Um, Again, the history between Seth and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns finally, I feel, has the confidence and swagger that he had when he had the titles. Because I feel like
yeah.
ever since he came back, he was like, "I want my stuff back," meh, meh, meh. And I didn't feel like he was booked that strong. Because Solo kept wrecking him every week. Even when he got the Ulafala back, like he didn't do anything. He just only showed up at Royal Rumble and he lost, and that's
Mhm.
it. Until he appeared in that steel cage match, right? That was the first time he actually had a proper promo. He was all smug, arrogant. He said like acknowledge me. He was happy that people were singing his name. And then again, CM Punk, it felt like a legit moment to him. It was like this is all I wanted ever in my life. Um, Turns out this is not the favor that Paul Heyman owes him.
No, which was amazing cliffhanger to end the show.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I thought it was really, really cool. Because like it was just pretty much like him just kind of like saying that, walking away, and then the show just like ending like right off of that, right off the bat. I think the show ended like 5 minutes earlier than it was supposed to.
I know. I feel like they did it on purpose because they had the little thing at the bottom, like the banner, and I was like, why are they trying to like force his ending so much? And I was like, it made sense at the end.
Yeah.
They turned it off as quick as possible to see, I guess, just like I guess direct. Oh, emotion. Sorry. Now I was looking at like the little top over there. There was another match. It was a tag team championship. It was the Street Profits versus Pretty Deadly. I forgot that match happened. Uh,
Yes, and also Jimmy Uso had a match with the Miz. Like it wasn't
oh,
just
we
a
mentioned that.
confrontation; they actually had a match. Yeah.
We mentioned that.
Okay.
Um, I just forgot that they are also from England, so people were pretty hyped for them and very disappointed when the Street Profits won. But anyways, that was Friday Night SmackDown. Before we move on, your opinion. What do you think this secret's gonna be? What do you think this favor is?
Yeah. It's. I think it's definitely gonna have to do something with Paul, obviously. Like I feel like at this point, like the favor has to be that like he is probably gonna ask him to like leave Roman's side.
Okay.
Because the favor, I feel like at this point, like he has the main event, so I don't think that way. Because that was what I thought the main favor was gonna be. He was gonna kind of use like Paul's influence to kind of make sure they got to the main event.
Mm.
But like he has that, and he still is like very much adamant that like that isn't the favor that he wanted. But evidently, like I think that favor is something um that involves Paul and Roman. There was like a quick point where I think people noticed that when Roman told Punk to acknowledge him, Paul was telling Punk not to do it, which was very uncharacteristic of Paul.
He said no. He
And
kept shaking his head. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like and it could have been him just saying like, don't like try to like make this into don't make this into a bigger thing, which is possible as well. But
That's what I thought.
um,
Anyways, when I was rewatching it,
yeah,
I rewatched
yeah.
like the
But
full
it's
segment again, and I thought the same.
Yeah, so like it could be that, it could be, something else. I don't know. It's weird to me because like I don't know if that would be the favor just because like it feels like a relatively heelish move to kind of do that with Roman being unless like Roman kind of acts like a dirtbag for like the rest of the bill going into WrestleMania, so it kind of feels like it's deserved. Um, but like I really feel like Punk isn't turning heel at least until after Cena might leave, or at
Mm.
least until they kind of clash. Unless like Cena turns face, like during that time too. But it just feels as though like it seems like it's leaning towards like him probably wanting Paul to like turn on Roman, and that's just kind of how I see it at this point. It seems like the only thing that would work at this point.
See, and I guess Matt said the same thing the other week, where like, is it like a championship opportunity? Well, like, how does Paul Heyman have that power? I guess he may have that influence or whatever, as he did add in the clause that it's going to be the main event of whatever night one, right? Um, I was thinking maybe the same thing, that it's not only getting the main event but winning the main event of WrestleMania. I'm also thinking that it's going to be a number one contendership. So he wins the main event of night one, and in the
Mm-hmm.
clause or whatever, the CM Punk won, he gets to face Cody Rhodes right off the bat or something like that, right? That may start his
Mm-hmm.
heel turn. That may start Roman resenting Paul Heyman. It could be something bigger. It could be Paul Heyman fully turning on Roman at that WrestleMania night one. So we shall see.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a chat, but I think it's from Matt. It said Bianca can ref my match. Hey yo,
Hey, yo.
what kind of match? What are we talking about? Hell in a Cell? Rage in the Cage? Okay.
The other things.
So I guess we just believe he's probably just gonna turn on Roman, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it's the
yeah,
most
that's what I
realistic
think.
part.
I think
Okay.
it's the most realistic. There's not really anything else. Like I was very much on the train of like, oh, maybe he's gonna insert himself into the Cena match, but I just feel like that's like a separate thing
Okay.
that like kind of needs to sort of like have its finality to an extent. And I wouldn't want to overbook WrestleMania too much because I feel like that would be doing that. So
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think that's just kind of like what it is. But I guess we'll see in the coming weeks leading into WrestleMania, or probably at WrestleMania itself, what the favorite is, or it could be something that goes past WrestleMania. Who knows?
That's true. It could also be something that's like longer in the distance or whatever.
Hmm.
Roman gets a number one contendership, gets stolen away by CM Punk. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that was SmackDown. On to Monday Night Raw. Raw was very similar. They're really pushing towards the storylines now. What the frick? Um, yeah, they're
Oh
pushing
well.
towards the storylines now of the main events, and I feel like they finally put a lot of emotion into it. Matt
Hmm.
says he's almost done counting. BRB. Um, and personally, we had complaints. We talked about this many times throughout the last couple weeks of just how everything's being booked and how everything's going, right? In this
Hmm.
instance, the number one issue we had starting off the night was John Cena and Cody Rhodes. They've been having a lot of back and forths, but when I mean back and forth, John Cena goes out, yells at the crowd, says like I'm bad now, I'm mean. Cody Rhodes comes out, John Cena says nothing to him. Cody Rhodes does a rebuttal, John Cena leaves.
Hmm.
We thought we were gonna get the same thing this time. John Cena does come out with the Union Jack on his chest with him as a British soldier, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, he was about to talk. Cody Rhodes comes out, and Cody Rhodes talks first, and he mentions everything that we all thought. Is like, you can probably bear me right now. You can make fun of my lisp. You can like make fun of so many things or whatever, but like he won't be broken or he won't be defeated on the mic kind of thing. So then John Cena rips him a new one if you want to describe some of the things he said because they're very memorable.
Well, the one thing that I had asked for is that I needed to see Fine Speech John in full force, and my God, did I get Fine Speech John? And yeah, he went on to say a number of things. He said that essentially that Cody Rhodes pretty much like stole the formula that like Cena kind of laid out. That like um he essentially he was main eventing against his chauffeur because Cody Rhodes used to drive him around back when he was younger.
I forgot about that line. That's hard,
That
hard line.
that line was crazy. The biggest line that I think I took out of it was that he doesn't bury talent; he buries mediocrity, and he finds Cody Rhodes to be mediocre, and that he has worked too hard to make the WWE Championship a symbol of excellence to be paraded around as a toy for a mediocre superstar like Cody Rhodes.
They call him a one
Um,
trick pony because he said that everyone just comes in and sings a song or whatever. He's not his own person or whatever.
yep, yep.
He was
Uh,
cutting in deep, bro.
he was cutting deep in that. Also said that he's made billions for he's made you know, empires worth billions, whereas Cody Rhodes has stolen billions from people's kids, making
Tony Khan.
that reference to Tony Khan, which
Yeah.
was just great. Like, and yeah, pretty much Cody Rhodes' rebuttal essentially was that like, you know, like the fans didn't turn on me like they turned on you, which very valid. Like the fans
Mhm.
chose me, they didn't choose you. Super valid. You sold out to The Rock and I didn't. And no one's accused me of not being able to wrestle, but they have for how many years with you, kind of thing. So
And he
Cody
mentioned
Rhodes
Vince
kind
as
of
well.
he did mention Vince as well. Basically, it's like what like did the fans choose you or did like one guy choose you and we can't talk about him anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they both came with straight venom, and it was great. It was honestly
Oh,
an amazing segment because like Cody Rhodes can hold his own on the mic, and we know that. I still think John Cena killed him.
and Cody Rhodes
Um,
mentioned it in the promo. He's like, "I know you'll kill me on the mic. Like that's not my game, but
yeah,
like that's why he mentioned he's like he can wrestle and John Cena couldn't."
yeah,
Um, Also, he mentioned that John Cena had a lot of sausage in his mouth instead of in his
yes,
pants, which
yes.
was crazy. Cody Rhodes was actually cooking with his little rebuttals, his little dispute back. So amazing back and forth. John Cena finally pulled the trigger, tried to attack Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes just kills him with a crossroads. That is the only thing I disliked from the segment. I thought they made John Cena look very weak, especially in his
Mhm,
older age. I feel like they should have every chance to make him look stronger, especially as his heel. But now I feel like he needs like The Rock. He needs Travis Scott because if not,
mhm,
John Cena can talk as much as he wants, but when it comes to the ring, clearly he gets one shotted. So
mhm. And well,
we'll
and
see.
my thought process to that is that like, especially with the way that they left that, obviously, like John Cena isn't advertised for any more shows until WrestleMania, but honestly believe that we're probably going to see Cena at least one more time before
I think so too.
WrestleMania, just to kind of even the odds, so to speak, right? So,
They have to. If not, it's gonna be a weird way to promote the entire match without him. I feel like John Cena would show up to promote it
hmm
at very least. But yeah, that was the first segment. I don't remember what followed the segment. There was a lot of things going on. I know Jimmy and Jay had a little conversation backstage where Jimmy pretty much said, "You should get your confidence back. You can't beat him. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna go out there and do it myself. Watch me." No pun intended to Liv Morgan. Goes
Love
out
Morgan, yep,
there, gets absolutely clapped by Gunther. Could not
destroyed.
do it. After he did he make him tap or he made him pass out?
He made him tap, or I think he passed out. He passed out.
Yeah. After that, he starts attacking him a little bit. Jey Uso comes out. Gunther gets the best of him. He hand ties him or zip ties him to the rope. And this is where it gets real good. You know what I'm saying? If you nasty frigs out there are into this kind of stuff. Jay was tied up, and then Gunther made him watch as he beat him. And he beat him bad, bro. He hit him with the world title, busted him open. Jimmy was just bleeding all over the place
Mhm.
to the point where Gunther just starts taking it and covers his entire body full of blood. Literally, his entire body covered in blood. It was disgusting. It was gross, but it was what's needed to put that little emotion into this rivalry. As we said, we want Rikishi to be attacked and attacked now, but destroying his brother like that and busting him open and making him watch, that's something a firm Triple H would do, or maybe a Randy
Mhm.
Orton would do back in
Mhm.
their heel times. So it was good that we finally got something more aggressive from Gunther. What
I
else?
asked for death and I got it.
I know
For
you're.
weeks, all I said was just like, "We know what this rivalry needs. Like, Gunther just needs to go and kill one of his family members," and that's what I got.
That's what you got. This is what you needed, bro. You
This is what I
emotionally,
needed, and
you need to be
now
emotionally
we're back
invested
in
into it.
there. We're back in there.
Oh, one thing I did miss, and they've been promoting a lot. Ray Phoenix is now going to be wrestling next SmackDown. They had the full vignette and they revealed his name
Yes.
and his picture. I guess his video package. Um, what else? What else? With the Judgment Day side, they were talking backstage. Finn's all excited. He's like, "See, we didn't need an extra member. Yada yada yada. I should ask for another championship match against Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title." They Judgment Day after he left, they said that like pretty much they're almost like kind of like turning on Finn, and they said that Dominic had every right to be in that match as well, so she's gonna also talk to him.
hmm
So you can sense a little animosity. It's probably gonna be a fatal four way at uh, at WrestleMania, which should be exciting. On the women's intercontinental side, I believe it was Lyra Valkyria versus. Oh, wasn't it? Was Raquel Rodriguez versus like Lyra Valkyria in a rematch? I think they're promoting it next week or something like that.
No, next week
No,
she's
no, it was
gonna fight
Bailey.
Bailey. She's
Bailey
gonna
for the
fight Bailey
Intercontinental
next week.
title because she said she has to beat her
Yes.
fair and square. She helped her
Yes.
out. Yada yada yada. Makes sense. What else happened?
Logan Paul and AJ Styles are gonna fight at WrestleMania. That's pretty much it.
I don't think it's that special, anyways. I
It
think it's just
wasn't.
like
It
a
was a
filler.
very yeah. And then I guess after that was just the main event. Oh, New Catch Republic. New Catch Republic is back. And they
Oh,
lost to the New Day,
that
and
was
now
all
the New Day
right.
is gonna yeah, New Day, New Day. It's all about the New Day.
Again,
Thank God for the New Day.
they do have a solid tag team division, just both sides. Again, Raw hasn't been promoted, but thank God they are now. New Cash Republic, again, being from the UK was really cool. They got a huge pop. I thought they'd end up winning or DQ or something, but it is what it is. At least they added another tag team in the division.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, New Day are now going to fight the Viking Experience, aka the War Raiders, into a tag team match next week. The championship titles. right? It's on
Is it
Raw,
next week or is that Mania? I thought it
or is
was
it
at Mania.
WrestleMania? Oh, okay. I'm not too sure, but we
But
have to confirm.
it might be on. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like it's at Mania.
And I guess that's the main event, just the last one.
Yeah.
So it was Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, special guest referee Bianca Belair. Solid match overall. Again, they're really. I feel like now they're over exaggerating this whole triple threat angle. I'm like, all right, we get it. You guys hate each other. I feel like they keep getting up, and then they attack the other one, punch, 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 punch. Then the other one interferes, punch, 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 and then the other one miraculously gets up, punch, 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 punch. At the end, this time Bianca Belair is the last one standing to make her look strong, I guess. Um, I don't know. I feel like they
I
just have
just
to get it over with now and be like, it's a triple threat and everyone's excited. It's gonna be a great match and they're all talented. Don't get me wrong.
yes, they're all talented. It's gonna be a great match. I think they did. I think the biggest thing, and I feel like the reason why it kind of feels like it's dragged, kind of like leaning towards this, is because I think part of it is because the IWC was complaining about how Rhea deserves to be in this spot since she lost the title and she doesn't get a rematch. And I guess they're just trying to find a way to kind of like work things in a more organic way where it makes sense that she's involved, kind of thing, right? So,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's doing what it needs to do. Like we know what the end result is going to be, and it's fine. Again, it's going to be a great match. Um, I saw some people mentioning that like if this was any other year, like this could I very well could have main evented it. I even said that like
It should
it was
have.
between this match and the Seth Roman and CM Punk match to me that was going to be the contender for main eventing night one. Um
I still
and
think it co-main
yeah,
events at least. The problem is that
yeah,
if this main events night one, it's gonna be two triple threats in a row, so I might main event night two.
yeah.
I just don't want like fatigue by the time this match comes around. I feel like night two they need something like a Logan Paul versus AJ Styles before the main event, just to like cool it down, and then the main event happens and people are cracked, right? I don't want them gassed out at the end because
Yeah,
I know this match is gonna
yeah.
be a cracked match.
It's gonna be yeah.
I don't know. You can't have two triple threats in a back to back. It might either start one of the nights or be in the middle, but that's a real shame because it should main event. But okay, that's Monday Night Raw.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you want to go on the grain of salt now. If you want to hear a couple
Um,
opinions, I can
do I have anything
I
from
can
Great
grave some
Salt?
grains. I can start it out.
You got some greats? Okay, yeah, go for it.
Sorry, let me just set this up here.
Won't keep saying it. I take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, so my first grain of salt. When we're talking about I guess what we just recently talked about now. A lot of people have been complaining that the road to WrestleMania has been kind of boring. It hasn't been laid out properly. I always like be patient. It'll get better. And as we've been discussing, it's been getting better. So a lot of things that they've changed. And it's really good. But I'm starting to feel a little maybe it's because of the European push because they're just promoting all the people coming in. I feel a little fatigue, I guess. I'm not really watching wrestling like I used to, like every week, and be excited like when we're near the Royal Rumble or maybe Elimination Chamber. I
Uh,
feel like now I'm like I don't mind missing this week, and then I rewatch it just to count points. Some of the stuff I'm like I don't want to watch this, and it goes hand in hand with like what we just said about the women's triple threat. I'm like I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna fight again and punch each other, and nothing's gonna be done about it. And then probably like the last week, they're gonna be like triple threat, and everyone's like, yeah. But I'm like, that doesn't intrigue me. The whole John Cena and Cody Rhodes stuff intrigues me. I'm gonna transition right to my main grain of salt, but um, yeah, the John Cena and Cody Rhodes stuff intrigued me, right? The triple threat stuff intrigued me. But there's other rivalries that they need to build better and they have to do more emotion. I'm glad that they finally did it with Jey Uso because that one was super stale.
yes.
They really, really needed something vicious to get it over. The same thing with Damian Priest and Drew. I know they're gonna fight at WrestleMania, but like so far it's been like I hate you, no I hate you, and then they jump each other. But like him smashing him through a car window, that elevates a little bit more. The same thing with Solo and Jacob Fatu. They really need to push that a little bit more because we're getting, I think it's 2 weeks from now, like we're getting to the point. They still kind of feel like friends, not fully enemies.
Mhm.
So that needs to be pushed a little bit. Like I said, Logan Paul and AJ Styles, that one's just like they just threw that together. And people are like, what's Liv Morgan gonna do at WrestleMania? You know? So like they're almost like waiting last minute and they're not fully solidifying everything, which is fine in a way, but like they need to push it a little bit more. And I'm expecting these next 2 weeks to be like all gas because it's going to be WrestleMania time, and I don't know, it should be just more heavily focused on those matches. And no offense to like the tag team division or like all those other like mid carders or whatever. If you're not going to be at WrestleMania, you can go and get right now. Like it's okay to like do some filler in between, but you guys are not going to be like the stars at WrestleMania. So like let's start promoting these stories and then leave that for after WrestleMania because then people need that filler right before Backlash. Um,
Mhm.
because in some of those matches, like for me, those there's no point of watching. I didn't. No offense, came to see Zelina Vega or anything, right? We want all gas, no breaks. You know what I mean, Fatu. Which transitions to my next grain of salt, which is going to be heavily criticizing people. People are like, okay, the Royal Rumble winners are not main eventing WrestleMania. I still feel like Charlotte and Tiffany are going to main event night one. That's my prediction.
Re-
They're going to
Really?
co-main event, sorry. So the triple threat's going to be the main event. But they're going to be the second last match, right?
Mhm.
I feel like because she has won the Royal Rumble, she has deserved it. But people were like, "Oh, why didn't they get the main event?" Yada yada, because the triple threat happened. The same thing with Jey Uso and Gunther. People have been going at it at Jey Uso for weeks. Now they're pushing a little bit more towards this rivalry, and they're saying that it's the World Heavyweight Title match and it's not the main event. It's just random triple threat. Now I'm going to put my 2 cents in there, and it feels like what we discussed in a review to SmackDown. What did we come to see? Honestly, like I said before, I could skip SmackDown. I could skip Raw sometimes now. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to watch a lot of this stuff. I only here to count points for the majority of the things. There's some stories that are like secondary or third stories, filler, like we don't really need. It's not the big push for the match or road to WrestleMania. When I come to see John Cena and Cody Rhodes, I'm like, this is a championship caliber main event match that I want to must see or pay tickets to go watch. The same thing with Roman Reigns just by himself. Roman Reigns just by himself is a box office attraction, right? He can main event with anybody at this point, and people are gonna want to see it, right? He can main event freaking with Dominic Mysterio, and people are like, "Oh, I need to see this match." Seth Rollins is already a proven multi-time world champion. He's very famous and popular as all right. CM Punk literally almost brought AEW out of obscurity, and people love him. He's a legend to wrestling, right? He's definitely a legend to Chicago. Those are things that we want to go see. Those are things that we tune in for. I heard that chat, like a wrestle chat that we have, silent, bro. Silent and quiet until Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins came out. The same thing with John Cena, Monday Night Raw. I don't think I'm going to
Mhm.
see like Johnny or Albert respond to anything until these guys, the major superstars, come out. And that
Sure.
is usually who carries the world titles. Those are usually the ones that are um the main events of WrestleMania. And that's why
Mhm.
I truly believe they deserve it. And I love these like stories of like the underdog winning the world title. Again, I was a huge Rey Mysterio fan. But Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, and Randy Orton did a main event WrestleMania 22. John Cena and Triple H main evented WrestleMania because they were the mega star attractions. So these fans who are like flippy flopping, oh, Jey Uso should main event. Oh, Jey Uso should main event. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but like even Gunther though is he's a big wrestling star in the wrestling business. He's not a big mega star attraction to the casual fan. He's not going to main event at WrestleMania. I mean, maybe if he has like a intriguing like partner to fight, like a Cody Rhodes or something, But yeah, the triple threat match is deserving. And to all those nerds out there who think otherwise, who brings in the money, bro? At the end of the day,
The main eventers.
the main eventers.
The main eventers. I would agree with you. So should it just be championship shot? I mean, not main event spot for the Rumble. Yeah, no, I think. Well, I mean, realistically, not every Royal Rumble winner has gone on to main event WrestleMania. So I think it's kind of a little bit misleading to kind of say that they're going to go to the main event. But I think at the same time, back during the redacted days, um, main event was used so loosely, right? Like it wasn't necessarily them closing the show. It was just that it was a main event match in itself, kind of thing, right? Like Undertaker barely made events at WrestleMania, but his matches were considered to be a main event. And even when like CM Punk like left, like it was because Redacted would gaslight him into saying that like, oh, the matches that you are doing are a main event match, but it's like, yeah, but it's not the main event match, right? So I think that the championship stipulation it should kind of be specified. Like, yeah, like if you win the Royal Rumble, you're going to go on to fight for the championship at WrestleMania, whether it's a main event or whether it's not, we'll see, kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I think, like, as a fan for myself too, like, I kind of already know the game. Like, I already know that it's not a guarantee that the guy who wins the Royal Rumble or the woman who wins the Royal Rumble is going to main event the show. But
Mhm.
at the same time, like, it's still a relatively big deal. You would kind of hope that the push that they get from the Royal Rumble would help to propel them to be in the spot to main event the show.
Mhm.
And as we've seen with both Charlotte and with Jey Uso, their builds haven't really been the main focus. And again, when you have guys like Roman, like Punk, like Rollins, like Rhea Ripley, like Bianca Belair, even like those women and men are people that people are draw in to go see. As much as people like Tiffany Stratton and think that she's extremely great and she deserves more, like her feud's been relatively quiet, and like those same fans who have been pushing for her to be in that spot haven't really been pushing for her to be in that spot, right? Like the reactions don't come with her. They come with when Cena's music plays at the beginning of Monday Night Raw. They come when Roman Reigns comes out at the end of the show and throws the ones up in the air, right? Like the 3 weeks that they were in the UK, like all those guys were the center of attention, and the crowd would literally hold the segment hostage just so that they can show their appreciation for these guys, right? It's not necessarily the same case for like Jey Uso. Like, although he gets to eat and stuff like that once he's
Yeah.
in the ring, it's like, all right, cool, like we'll eat along with you, but it is what it is, kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
And maybe part of it is the way that things have come together creatively. Like again, like the spark that Jey Uso got this past Monday definitely did draw me into the story more because again, like at this point, like we've seen Jey versus Gunther multiple times. What are you going to do to make me want to see this match? Because the idea of like, well, I haven't beaten him yet, but I can beat him now, kind of thing. And again, you haven't shown like Jey as a character has not shown how he can. Like him beating Austin Theory and Grayson Waller week after week does not show me that he's ready for Gunther, right? And now I'm hoping that now that Gunther has literally killed Jimmy, that we will see more of a reason for us to believe that Jey Uso has a chance to actually go up against him.
And see,
Um,
even what Matt's saying in the chat right now, he said this CM Punk's fault with this main event talk during Rumble season. It's not only that, like even if CM Punk wasn't involved in this rivalry, I still see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns main eventing
yeah,
WrestleMania because they're
yeah,
two big stars with huge rivalry with a lot of history, and it's something people would want to buy tickets and go see. You know, as Derek was comparing, a lot of people they know Charlotte's an amazing athlete and talent. They know Tiffany Stratton, they love her, and they do have a lot of crowd reactions with her, but they're not cramming to the ramp like I saw them cram for Roman Reigns throwing the ones up. Literally, all the seats were empty, and they were like almost knocking over that gate. You know,
hmm
they're not doing that for any other superstar, not for superstar calibers like Roman Reigns or like a Cody Rhodes or a John Cena, you know? And honestly, a part of the reason is why CM Punk never got the main event ever in his career, and it's like I guess it's another hot take, but the reason why he was never in a main event at WrestleMania is because there were other people that were more popular than him. They were more a bigger star attraction than CM Punk, and that was just straight up facts. Because he was upset that he had the WWE Championship, he defended it against Chris Jericho, but he was in the main event. But like
Mhm.
CM Punk versus old Chris Jericho or John Cena versus The Rock in a
First time
generational match of two of the greatest talents in wrestling or even entertainment history because they're box office sensations in their movies and stuff as well, right?
Mhm.
And that's part of the reason why CM Punk has always been upset because he was like this kid who had like a wrestling dream, opposed to The Rock and John Cena, who are like larger than life superstars, right? That's part of the reason of why they never got the main event at WrestleMania, and it's still to the point to this day, right? Um, it is what it is. Like Undertaker's streak matches weren't always the main event. Yeah, but I feel like you can do without announcing matches before. Oh, like not knowing what the main events are going to be? Anyways, that was my grain of salt. Derek, this is your segment.
No, yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head. I didn't really have much to go with, but I think those are all valid
But
points.
now I got you
Like,
going.
honestly, also if the bill for Jay was better, it should have headlined because the belt is ass now. I agree with Compare, and I think again, I think this build, and maybe this is the reason why people are kind of like iffy about the build. And it's because like Triple H has said it, like the people who garner the most attention and are doing the most are going to be the ones that close out the show. I think that if we had a better build with Jay and Gunther, then it definitely could have been the main event. Absolutely. I think that it was very iffy because even from like the get go, it was just like, how do you manage to put this here when Roman's on the show, right? Because it doesn't feel right for Roman to be anywhere besides last. If he's not first, he's last, kind of thing, right? Um, but yeah, I think that again, like everything, um, everything that has been used as builds for all these storylines have kind of depicted like where they kind of like stack up, and I think at the end of the day too, like it's the general interest, like Cena and Cody Rhodes realistically haven't really done much of anything leading up to their build to WrestleMania, and yet they people are still talking about their match the most, right? Like that goes on to say that like it's not necessarily about what you do for the build, but it's also about like how these superstars make you feel. Like Cena versus Cody Rhodes was a main event match even before it was even announced. Like as soon as we saw it being a thing, it's like, yeah, like I
It's
gotta see
main
this
event
match.
night
Like it
too.
has to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is it. And I think if we were to go back late last year, like people saw Jey Uso as being somebody who deserved to be in this spot and I had hoped to see him in this spot. I was one of those guys. I was the one I was preaching and had said and predicted that Jey Uso was going to be here around this, like, by this time or around this time this year at some point he was going to be in the main event, fighting for a main championship. And I think it's something that is deserved. I'm not sure if his Saturday night main event match with Gunther kind of stunted that thought
I think it
process.
did a lot.
I think that has something to do with it too. For me, still, I feel that like as Compere said, like there were a lot of players that Jey Uso could have used from the jump to kind of make this bill feel a little bit more important and more get me more invested in it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy could have been involved, Kaiser could have been involved, but he was doing his own thing with Penta. And I think more than anything else, like from Gunther's side, I wanted to see him defend the title against more bigger people before being in this spot.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think the
I
same thing
think
with
on
Jay. Jay should have
yeah, I
fought
think
like
with Jay, he should
bigger
have fought like bigger names,
and beat him.
and but
You know.
and beat them. But I understand why he did it. Like Drew McIntyre again, like he could have like I could have seen him like finally beating Drew McIntyre. I could have seen him like me personally, a match that I feel like would be great for Jay that I would want to see that I don't think is going to happen is that there was a tag team match between challengers and champions. So Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Gunther.
That would have been
And
sick.
then maybe in that match, like whatever shenanigans happen, and Jey Uso beats Cena in the match, it really shows that like yeah, like I'm him. You know what I mean? Like I think there are ways that you can kind of book it where you're not necessarily. stunting other people's momentum going into their matches, but also doing what you can to put the guys they need to get put in a better position to get people really into their matches. Because again, like all the big time guys that you would expect Jey Uso to face are involved in other programs, and honestly, you wouldn't want to see them involved in anything else besides what they're involved with, right? Um, so yeah, I think it is what it is at this point. But like for me personally, like even though like there are other matches that I am very much looking forward to seeing, I'm not mad at what we've gotten so far. And I think it was like one of those things where like I agree with you in the sense that like it really does feel like the other matches really have a really been keyed in on. But like seeing like I think on Instagram today I saw everything kind of put out on like the card, like these are the confirmed matches, this is what's kind of happening, and this is potentially which night is going to go on. And I'm looking at it, it's just like I kind of feel like I am invested in all these matches in what some way, shape, or form. There's obviously some matches that I'm into more than others, but every match that I've seen on the card that's been announced so far has like some sort of story or thing that I have seen
Stick with your
built
fancy.
to an extent. With the exception of Logan Paul and AJ Styles, like I really don't care for that match at all. But
Not every
it's
build
gonna
can
be
be
good.
crazy too, says Matt. I guess it's true. I
Yeah,
mean, it
it's
doesn't
good.
have to
It's
be
good.
crazy, but it just has to like get you in the feelings a little bit, you know? Like AJ Styles and Logan Paul, that's there's not even a build to it. They just like threw it together kind of thing. Also if you really look at it, with the whole feud with Jey Uso and Gunther, John Cena and Cody Rhodes has been starting off the night every single time, and the women's or the Intercontinental uh, title picture has been main eventing the end of the night. Usually Jey Uso and Gunther in the middle. And if you really look at Gunther and his entire championship reign as well, it's always been the middle. He's never really main evented a lot of the nights. So I've seen this. People say this online too, but the World Heavyweight Championship has become pretty much the Intercontinental title of the Monday Night Raw. And honestly, the belt is beautiful. Honestly, they should have focused on that belt a lot more. Maybe with like a Cody Rhodes, that would have probably helped cemented the title. Because obviously the WWE Championship, it always will have legendary status, right? It's the main title. It's been the main title for freaking 80 years since Vincent McMahon Senior has held it in the WWF freaking long time ago, you know, in Kentucky or wherever he began his wrestling promotion. But the World Heavyweight title, they needed someone big to hold it. They had Seth. Seth was very stale, and it goes to Gunther, and Gunther's reign has been stale. They needed someone, or at least some back and forths, maybe like a Randy Orton or something to solidify that title as a bigger thing. Um, I feel like now both Jey Uso and Gunther coming out of this rivalry, I don't think they're gonna end up in a good spot. I think Jey Uso's gonna hold the title, and everyone's like, "Yay! We cheered for this. He finally got to this point." But now what? You know?
Well,
Now he's
and
gonna.
that's
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
well, that's the thing. It's the what do you where do you go from here? And
Mhm.
I think it all depends on where they take it. They can take it to good spots and have interesting rivalries. Like one that I could definitely see being is him versus Sammy.
That'd be great
I think that'd be great. You can maybe run Gunther and Jay back again if you really wanted to.
to
But
solidify
then
the win.
yeah, but I think honestly after Mania, like the best way to go is to hold another draft and try to get some people on that roster that actually really feels uh
Honestly,
you know feels huge, it feels big, it feels like a big deal that it could work kind of thing. Yeah, compare throwing some truth in
Matthews.
here.
Yeah, yeah. Starting
Throw
with
some truth in here.
again, people will never compare to WrestleMania 40. He says also a lot of stars getting protected. I feel like going into Mania. That's true.
That's the biggest
For
thing. It's
no
the
for no
biggest thing. They are.
injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot
Uh,
of them are getting protected. And that's why you're not really getting a lot of like great matchups or great builds because again, like all these guys who are involved in these things aren't being involved in this stuff. They're doing their own thing. And they're yeah, so like it's kind of hard to be able to build that when you aren't really using your main people to really help to create what you need to create. And it's kind of iffy too because I kind of feel like Jimmy kind of sacrificed his WrestleMania spot by by feeding into this thing. Because for me, I thought Jimmy and LA Knight were gonna mix it up at WrestleMania, but now it kind of feels like Jimmy kind of had to give up his spot just to kind of build
Yeah,
Jay,
yeah. Because even the United
right?
States
And
title,
now
like it may look like Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for
it
the
looks
US
like
title.
it's looking like Jacob. It's looking like Jacob at this point, which is interesting to me because I thought like for me, Jacob and Solo seem to be a sure thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, but now it's kind of looking like Jacob might be the guy who faces LA Knight. And honestly,
he probably will
like
win.
he
Honestly,
will probably. And like I did want Jacob versus Solo for sure, but at the same time, like we're a couple weeks out. Like I'm not expecting a turn at like this close to WrestleMania at this point. Like I think it just makes sense to kind of build that storyline a little bit longer. And
because they did tease it on
um,
Friday.
yeah, they've been teasing it, but it's been very slow tease kind of thing, right? So
And I guess that kind of brings up to what Matt said. He said LA Knight syndrome. Um, getting stale when they have the title. He says then Jacob and Solo after the shakeup. Those are actually two great options, honestly. Even for someone like Jay, because they're like, oh, you don't deserve that title, and then either Jacob Fatu or Solo will go for it after they finish their little rivalry. But you know what I actually think was going to happen? Um, because I do believe that Jay would end up winning the title. I don't think his title reign would be that long, kind of like the Intercontinental title. He's gonna get his great moment. I do believe the Fatal Four Way is happening for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker's gonna lose it, but he's not gonna lose it himself. Someone else is gonna get pinned, like a Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor might win it, something like that might happen because remember he was supposed to be pushed for something greater, and then they need a face to fight Finn Balor, so that's probably gonna be Penta until Dominic turns on him, um, leaving Braun Breaker open for Jey Uso, and then that's probably their little rivalry there too. Oh my God, Matt says Finn pins Dom, which could actually be pretty good. Again, that could still continue the rivalry with Penta. Braun can main event with Jey Uso and take the world title. Makes sense. Rigged. But yeah, they could also take the pin. They're part of the same team. That Dom says none. I should be pinning you. Again, as we saw recently, Liv Morgan was in the ear of Dom, and a little bit more in his ear. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
The
Another
tour.
grain of salt though.
He's gonna get divorced or what?
Uh, no, what the hell? Where the hell is Alexa Bliss?
Cut. Where are you gonna put her, bro?
At this point, like, there's nowhere to put her, and I understand that, but it kind of felt like she was involved, and then she just kind of disappeared.
He said in Bangladesh.
Mm,
Um,
but obviously, not everybody can make it on the card, and it feels
or
as though
Nia
like this
Jax.
card's already. Oh fuck! I forgot about that, Jax.
Apparently she's injured or something.
Oh, is she? Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
She ain't on the Mania card, so they said take a rest. Oh, Matt knows in Bangladesh. I guess we can go to the grain of salt into the dirt sheets now. There is a couple interesting points that I found out.
Let's get lost in the sheets.
That's not currently here. We'll do it for him. So one thing that's happened, and it was a more recent thing, and I believe I sent it to you just probably a couple of hours ago, is about Charlotte Flair. She finally opened up about her divorce. There's a lot of rumor speculation. Obviously, we said it on the sheets before, where Matt says time to nut up or shut up. Where is she divorced or is she not? Now it's confirmed that she says she is divorced, and she was trying to keep it quiet because she says that she feels like she's failed her personal life and she's failed her professional life. Honestly, watching that, I felt really bad because I know we talk a lot often about these situations, and a lot of people have given her a hard time. She is the daughter of Ric Flair, so that does come up with a lot of things, right? Those extra title reigns, falling behind that legacy, her always being in the main event, and we criticize her all the time. She said one, her knee injury, she thought she failed in her career because now she may not return the same wrestler as she used to be. She may be missing a step. She's getting older. She may be getting outshined. Um, and again, her knee may never be the same again. So she feels like she failed. Feels like she's failed her personal life because she's on her third divorce. She's lost her third marriage. She didn't believe she would ever be in this situation, and she's often being compared to Ric Flair, especially the
Ooh,
trauma that comes with being
a nepo baby,
his daughter.
a nepo baby.
but
Yes.
but but it's not like the success of the wrestling career, but like the negativity that comes with what he is or
Right.
who he is. He's had
Right.
multiple affairs, he's has multiple um divorces, he's had multiple issues in life, right? And now just being compared to him, you feel like she's ruined her personal life as well. So very emotional. I applaud her for like discussing this because that is very hard to say on television, and especially that it's just a hard topic because like yeah, just like she just threw it all out there, right? And you could really see the human being on that side. And if you just read the comments, people just continue roasting her. So like it's hard, you know, it's difficult.
I think the biggest thing about being, well, not even just a professional wrestler, but being in the spotlight in a celebrity fashion is that, like, it's very hard to be able to juggle your personal life and your professional life. And it's maybe a little bit easier for some, especially within the wrestling world. Like, everybody is dating or married to everybody else in the business because, like, that's all they know, right? They're on the road like 300 days out of the year. They don't have time to go out to the bar and meet people or to, like, do all the social things. Like, everything that they do is wrestling, right? So it kind of just makes sense to kind of be with the people that you're on the road with. But all the struggles and all the personal stuff and the politics and everything within wrestling also takes a toll on your personal life too. That could also help to fracture relationships as well. So yeah, it's extremely difficult. And I think especially with Charlotte, like, she's very much someone who, unlike some other people on the roster who may just be there to be there, or don't have, they have like certain goals, but like they also want to make sure that their personal goals and their professional goals are on a level that they can handle both. Like, I feel like with Charlotte, like, wrestling is everything that she has, right? And it's kind of like John, right? Like, John hadn't been married for like the longest time because, like, he was all about being in wrestling, right? Like, there wasn't really much room for him to have children or to do other things. Like, everything that he does was wrestling, and even now, everything that he does is within Hollywood, or like he's too busy for him to be able to do anything else, right?
Mhm.
And it definitely takes a toll, right? So,
It's kind of what
like,
Matt says in
huge
the chat
kudos.
too. Well, I mean,
Hmm.
he said that it's a little different because he said John Cena didn't complain after he got divorced, but I don't even think he
No,
got
he did it. He
divorced.
just
He was just
well,
like broke up.
they didn't do well. Yeah, like they got engaged, but then they broke off the engagement. But I mean, yeah, he kept it pushing, right? And that's kind of like all you really can do, right? I mean, look at like some of like other relationships, like look at like Matt Hardy, Edge, and Lita, right? Like how that like materialized and what that could do, right? Like being on the road with all the same people all the time, like, you build better bonds, but like also, like, again, like, you make the decisions like what's more important, like me being at the top of my game and being the go-to person, or me being in a relationship kind of thing, right? So it's like it's difficult. So there's definitely a level of sympathy there, for sure, because, like, you never really want to wish any bad or like trouble in anyone's relationship and stuff too, but it's kind of like, kudos to Charlotte for being able to open up about that too. um but yeah.
Matt says, "I'm just saying that because Derek hates John and loves Charlotte, and I can't handle it." But yeah, that was the first little thing in the sheets. I guess it was more recent. Two other things that happened. One, like I said, Ray Phoenix is gonna be debuting on Friday Night SmackDown. The other thing is that Rusev has been signed to WWE apparently, so that should
Yes,
be
he
an
has.
interesting signing. I know Seba didn't like that. He said that he's pretty washed. He's not the best, and I can understand it. There's been other talented wrestlers now in the spot of the big guy that likes destroying everyone. Who I thought that's where Rusev was. Um, is Bronson Reed. I feel like Bronson Reed has taken that role of this destructive big being. And I feel like that's the spot that Rusev would be in. I feel like their rivalry would be fantastic because it's gonna be like the future versus the past. But then again, after
Mhm.
that, what's next? I still feel like Rusev would be a great choice. Again, if he goes the
Gunther.
heel route, he can
Gunther.
exactly he can fight a lot of talent. He can fight for the Intercontinental title, United States title. Maybe an LA Knight needs an opponent like that, right? Maybe a Cody Rhodes, right? They can fill in those little fillers. So I think it's a pretty good signing. I just feel like WWE shouldn't be signing so many people because I know they brought in Ray Phoenix, they brought in Penta. Apparently, they also signed Aleister Black. You
Oh,
know.
it's not a maybe. The vignettes have been playing. This guy's gonna be here.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask too. So the other thing was the vignettes. What did you
Hmm
think that was gonna be? But I guess that is
It's
Aleister
100.
Black.
It's 100% Aleister Black, and it's put into the SmackDown after WrestleMania, so that's probably when he's gonna make his debut.
Okay, okay, shouldn't be that bad.
But so I saw someone bring this up online, and I was hoping, and I'm like praying for the same thing. But if Rusev, like when Rusev does show up to WWE, I don't want him to be in a comedic role. I very much want him to be portrayed as he was in AEW, as kind of like the Redeemer, because I thought like that version of Rusev was like dope. Like it was just
Mhm,
like because he was aggressive, he was dominant, but he was also speaking on his own, and he was really good on the mic.
mhm. You-
So I don't want him to kind of have like Lana as like his person
Voice.
that his voice and stuff like that. I want him to really like step out and really just be like the badass that like he showed himself out to be in AEW.
You think Lana comes
But
back?
good question. I mean, they're back together, so
Which is also crazy.
but it was also very crazy. But I don't know. I don't know. I think she said that she was still signed to AEW, but she hasn't been on there, so I don't really know um what if she'll be back or not. I'm honestly good without her, but we'll see.
Okay, and that's all I have in the sheets. I don't know if anything else that popped up. Oh,
Mm,
I believe Orlando. I think they did a bid for like WrestleMania in a few years from now, whatever it's going to be, 2027. I think that's
okay.
what they said. That's another thing that was supposed to be happening. But besides that, that's all I got. I am no Matt, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess it's on to the fantasy. And here we go. It's already at 150%. It's already set to go. If you guys don't know about our fantasy, know it now. We pretty much built our fantasy wrestling teams. We gather points every week to see who wins, becomes second or third. If you're first, you get 3 points of the week. If you're second, you get 1 point and 0 points for a loss. But you do get to spin the wheel, except during pay-per-views. If you want, here are the rules. I'm gonna place them up in a while. So there's 6 spots active, 2 main eventers, 1 mid card, 1 woman, 1 woman slash mid card, 1 tag team. We actually have only three championships now per team, opposed to 2 because everyone's a champion now. Matt says it's time. He's excited. This is our point system, how it's based. This is our weekly tally. These are the wild cards that we have. Okay, so let's get into it here. I am the reigning 2-time champion so far. Matt is the 1-time champion. Derek is still gunning for that first championship. As we can see, I am winning. I'm in the lead right now with 15 points. Derek has 9, and Matt has 5, though he's coming back with a vengeance the last couple weeks. Derek, you've been falling behind a little bit. Let's see how you do this week. You're up.
Not great.
Not great. No,
Not great.
don't say
Not
that.
great. We had two people who kind of pulled up, Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu. The Samoans are the MVPs of the week. Jimmy Uso did double duty. He wrestled on SmackDown and on Raw, but he got killed on Raw. which actually took away some of my points. But he won on SmackDown. So he earned 33 points on SmackDown and lost 4 points on Raw because he got killed.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
Yeah, you did.
yes, yes. So in total, he got 29 points for the week. Jacob Fatu didn't have a match, but he did like Simone drop a bunch of moonsaults and have a promo. So he got 20 points for the week. Otherwise, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Tiffany Stratton all had promos. I wish I played Charlotte Flair because she actually had a match and she
Seth
won it,
Rollins
but
just
that's
showed a
okay.
couple times throughout the night, you know. Seth Rollins, he came out once, backstage. I think he showed up, and then so did CM Punk. CM Punk walked
Yeah,
by.
he walked by Drew. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
he walked by Drew and he laughed. He's like, "What a guy!" And then afterwards, they led to the whole Roman Reigns stuff later.
Okay, so that's an extra 9 points. So in total, we got 73 points because the Motor City Machine Guns weren't even on SmackDown. So
That's crazy.
you're, you're on NXT though.
Okay. Drew did his thing. Wait, you had didn't you lose last week? You had a wild card.
Uh, what was my? I feel like my wild card was no wild card, wasn't it? Yeah, it was no wild card. I don't think I got anything.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh God, rip. Okay, on to the next then.
This is-
Me, I didn't do the best either. Jay barely did anything. He got no wild card. Matt confirmed. Damian Priest didn't show up pretty much. Penta, I thought he would do great, but he actually lost the match, so he's -1. His first loss in WWE, the first time getting pinned. Rhea Ripley got me the most points with 42. LA Knight did his thing, but got attacked afterwards, 21. Liv and Raquel didn't do so much. Randy Orton's the only one who really fought. Randy Orton's here. Sorry, I should have put him here. For a total of 102 points. So I did pass Derek, but I don't think I'm going to pass Matt. Stupid Rhea. All right, Matt. Oh, I guess he can't really talk right now, but talking for him, because he's in the chat right now. Cody Rhodes showed up. He did some stuff. He had a Cody Cutter. Roman Reigns. He's a bellend. He did an appearance. I think that should have been times 2, but whatever. Dominic Mysterio. He showed up a couple times. Dakota Kai. Is she still employed? Okay. Io Skaya. She did her thing. Probably got me the most points. And Street Profits were in there. He should be Tezzy 2-time, but he's a 1-time. For a total of 116 points. Matt won the week. So there you go. Matt wins this week of fantasy. He's coming back with a vengeance. He was look at all those donuts before. He got a bunch of zeros, but now he's winning the next couple weeks. He says he wants all the smoke. Now he has a total of 8 points, still behind Derek, but very close. I'm slowly still gathering those points. I don't think I've spun the wheel this time yet, so we're gonna stay consistent with 16. Derek with 9 points because he does not get anything this week, but he gets to spin the wheel. So, Derek, spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Okay, spin the wheel for me.
All right, shuffle, 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 shuffle. And here we go. Let's see what Derek gets. No way. This guy got no wild card again.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god. All right. I don't
That's
know.
absolutely
This is up
crazy.
to Matt. Should we spin the wheel again? That's pretty sad, bro. Nah, he said spin it again. Yeah, we're gonna spin it again, Derek. There's no way you get it
All right.
twice in a row. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. No.
If it, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Obviously,
No.
the wheel doesn't reflect
Freaking
me.
way. Not the no wild card again. Oh my
Yeah, it's okay.
god.
It's okay.
That's dying, bro. In the chat.
It's okay. It's okay.
Done in. Bro, not 2 weeks in a row, no wild card. You could have at least got Takaloa. Bro, yo, should we spin again? Everyone in the chat, should we spin it one more time? Dude. My face hurts from smiling. That's so funny.
It's
Oh
fine.
my god, are you sure, bro?
It's okay. It's okay. We're just
Okay.
gonna be consistent. We're just gonna kill it this week. I'll make the wheel want me to spin it next week, bro.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay. Oh my god! I missed the waivers. You didn't pick up anybody. I didn't pick up anybody. He says he likes the spirit, but Matt has chosen to drop Dragunov for Ray Phoenix.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know Dragunov was still on his team. I feel like he keeps picking up and dropping him. But if that is your choice, if that is your desire, it shall happen. I guess it's pretty smart. He's gonna get his own lucha brother like me. So I feel like that was a hell of a choice. Maybe he gets squashed on SmackDown. Who knows? That's a fantastic choice. Derek, you're up first. Who are you changing?
Uh,
I think you have it up there.
well,
no?
I think Punk is gonna be on SmackDown tomorrow because they're in Chicago. It's not gonna wrestle, but
we need to talk to Matt too because I don't know who he has on his team.
should definitely take a Jimmy Yo because he's dead.
He says he has Dragunov, but I don't even see him on the team. It says he has Naomi, Nia Jax, Bailey, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, but one of them is not even supposed to be there, right? I think he dropped Bailey a while ago. I think this is just something I didn't save.
Maybe.
I think he
I
had.
think he did drop Bailey.
I think he had thing, because technically it's one mid card, one women's mid carder.
He says drop Dakota then, but did he drop Bailey before?
I think so. I think he just has too many women at this point. Because Dakota Kai's in women's spot, Io Sky's in the other. Unless he wants to keep Bailey. Because then, yeah, we could do that. Put Bailey in women's, Io Sky with women mid card, Naomi women mid card, and then Dakota's dropped for say Dragunov. Ray Phoenix, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He says yeah. So Ray Phoenix is there. And then Naomi is here. Dakota Kai, I guess Bailey. And then he can move around whoever he wants to put in. I think Bailey's fighting for the Intercontinental title anyways this week. Yeah, he can figure it out after. He can add the moves. For Ray. My bad. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, Derek. Here's your turn.
Yeah, I might just set my lineup tomorrow. I'm tired.
Okay, that's no problem. So yeah, we'll change the lineup tomorrow, and then we can confirm afterwards. Again, I'm probably gonna be streaming tomorrow, guys. I'm probably gonna finish off the rest of the storyline for the showcase for the Bloodline, which would be cool. For me, I think I'm gonna keep Jay. I keep switching Damian and Randy Orton every week, and I keep getting the wrong person because the opposite person wrestles. I do believe Randy Orton's gonna do more now. He's being promoted more, so let's see what Randy does. I feel like he's gonna end up fighting somebody. Who knows? We're gonna do RKO, and he's gonna do the back slam on the table. This is where it gets complicated. Actually, I might just remove Rhea Ripley. She's not gonna do much besides like complain and cry. So I'm gonna put Lyra Valkyria because she's actually gonna have a match. LA Knight's gonna be there because I know he's gonna be promoting something. I don't know Lyra's moves. I'll add it tomorrow. Penta stays. LA Knight stays. Liv and Raquel stays. That is it for me. And then I assume Matt would probably decide his team. I think he has already pretty solid here, but okay. That is it for us, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we'll wait for Matt to come back next week to do the bracket.
Yeah. Sounds good. It's getting late. I think we've already been here for some time as well.
An hour and 17 minutes.
It's pretty good.
So I am good to sign off here.
It's pretty
I
late
want
here
to get back
anyways.
to Astrobot.
And I'm going to get on to Marvel Rebels because I need to unlock more stuff.
All right.
Till then, guys, it has been your boy, Eric EMFC.
And this is Derek from the EMFC.
And Matt says in the chat,
somewhere.
yeah, he's saying, yeah, it's festive for Mania. So he said we'll talk about it afterwards.
Cool.
Again, you'll see me tomorrow, guys, when I stream the WrestleMania Showcase. And if not, we'll see you guys again next week. Take care. Have a great night.
Easy.